Hello, and welcome to Hunting the Silver Lining, where I'm sharing with you ways to personally evolve out of a deep people pleaser set point. And so, we've talked in the last several videos about what people pleasing is and sort of the the signs and symptoms of it, and where some of the origination of that behavior might be in you, whether it was a difficult childhood where you were avoiding triggering someone's aggressive behavior by overly fawning, or whether you're trying to be a mediator or a peacekeeper and get everyone to get along, or you really want to be liked and you don't think the real you is good enough. And so you morph yourself into what you think others want. All of these things that we do, that I do, definitely all of it, the thing is that it works, but it's only situational and temporary. It's very, very short lived. Ultimately, what happens is you end up with side effects. And so I wanted to talk today about the side effects of being a people pleaser, and or some of the side effects, based on my experience and some research and articles I've read. Because I think each person probably comes to that behavior from a different angle, consciously aware or unconsciously just trying to survive, depending upon when you adapted the behavior, childhood or adulthood specifically to get people to like you, or childhood just trying to stay out of the line of fire. But what happens is that I think that a lot of us I myself ended up really angry and frustrated when I felt like I had done done everything possible to please people and it still wasn't enough, or nothing was reciprocated, or the one time I said no, people responded with extraordinary aggression, which really shocked me. But apparently that's a well-known thing. But I didn't understand it at all. I felt I had done everything to please a person, and the one time you say, "Oh, I can't do that. I'm not feeling well," and then they're aggressive, and the friendship is over, even if it's been a decade friendship. So what I want to point at is that that friendship was never real. So if that's something that on any level you can relate to, I want you to think about these negative feelings of anger and frustration within you and from others when you first start saying no after a long period of being a people pleaser. And the sort of anxiety and stress that came up for me in particular when I really started saying, what in the heck is going on in my life? Why I'm doing every single thing I could possibly humanly do, and people aren't happy, or they're not satisfied, or I'm not being treated with even the remotest modicum of care and consideration within which I had given to these particular people, friendships, work relationships, family, in-laws, all of it. I was doing that across the board in my life to people that I had to interact with or that I chose to interact with. And it didn't work out for me, which led me to creating this channel to try and figure this out, but not just to know it intellectually and logically, because I think that it's pretty plain. Anyone could get it. But if you've ever tried to change a deeply ingrained behavior in yourself, you might have discovered what I discovered. It's that even though you know better and you have the intellectual capacity to understand, and even if you know the answer or the way out, implementing that in real time and overcoming the deeply ingrained patterns, the reflexive reactions, and all of the visceral fear about, if I stop saying yes, if I stop being overly obsequious, if I stop giving gifts and doing every favor that's ever asked and going above and beyond for each holiday, like, will I, what relationships will survive that? And sometimes the answer is none, which was pretty close to the case for me. And what's as I'm coming through that, what I realize is that although excruciating social and emotional pain, it's a good thing. And that's where I notice these deep truths of a good thing doesn't necessarily equal, yay, awesome presents and rainbows. It's not really that. But because I realized I would have killed myself working myself to death to please all these people that would have never probably even showed up to my funeral. Not that I plan on having a funeral, but let's hope we live long enough to not have to worry about that for now. But in the meantime, we want to enjoy while we're here on earth. I know I do. That's my goal. That's my deepest, deepest heartfelt goal, is to enjoy myself as much as possible in healthy, beautiful ways by creating a healthy, balanced, stable, sustainable life filled with beauty and magic and wonderfulness, but that's also really powerfully robust under duress. Because I'm a super strong person, and I'm sure most people pleasers, if not all, are very, very strong, regardless of the esteem issues or poor choice of dealing with trauma. I don't mean to insult anyone. I'm talking about myself, but I know that other people are definitely dealing with the same thing. So hopefully we can get better. And so back to the thing that happens is you start feeling so bad about yourself that you realize it's just not worth it. It's not worth maintaining these relationships, but to lose them all is quite a shock. And the good thing about that is, from that place, when you get through the window of pain and shock and frustration, and then there'll be a lot of anger, what happens is you start to really begin to question what you want in a relationship with other humans, and you can then move forward without recreating that. And then you'll have to catch yourself falling back into the people pleaser patterns unconsciously. But if you keep doing them, you lose all your willpower. So you have to stop draining yourself by doing it, and really know that you deserve the best relationships. And so to move forward with some solutions, the first thing you want to do is you want to establish, well, first thing you want to do is what I just said, is you want to really realize that this is happening and that you don't want it anymore, and that you accept the price of moving forward. It's going to be painful. You're going to lose many, if not all, of your relationships, work, school, friends, family, in-laws, all of it. Because if you've been as much of a people pleaser as I've been, you've got nothing but parasites and vampires around you. Sorry, it's very painful, but it's true. So, what you want to do is recognize that and then decide, I'm not taking this anymore. Oh, that's easy to say, just like the other things. But you do it little by little, and however many times you fall off, you get back on. If you know the saying, you get knocked down 9 times, you get up 10. You get knocked down 9 trillion times, you get up 9 trillion and 1 times. You never quit, you never give up. Once you hone in on the truth that you're being mistreated and it's not okay, and you will not accept it any longer, and that you accept the price that you'll pay, which is losing all those relationships, which are just dead weight holding you down anyway. But it's very difficult to truly see that until you're out from under it. So the next step is you want to establish healthy boundaries. And I think it's important to get clear on what's okay and what's not okay in the most gentle, superficial relationships. Like, hey, someone disrespects you, you say, hey, I don't really enjoy that. So thanks, whatever. Don't talk to me that way. I mean, it's difficult, right? If you're a people pleaser, it's difficult to come up with these words without the pendulum swinging too hard and you cuss someone out, or or worse. And you don't want to do that. And so start small with simple little things. Speaking up for yourself, at the cashier, if there's a small mischarge or something, but doing it calmly and doing it with a steadfast knowledge that you're in the right, but not that self-righteous viciousness that they don't deserve, because they're not the reason why you're in this situation, trying to reinvent yourself from scratch, really, and lose all these bad habits. So learning boundaries and finding little ways that you can do that, and the smaller, simpler way that you could start and talk to yourself and give yourself a sense of, I'm going to have a wonderful life. I'm always going to be treated well. And so another thing that I've read that is, when you're trying to start not saying yes to everyone all the time, is to stall for time. So start asking questions like, how soon do I need to get back to you? Or can I have some time to get back to you? Just little things like that. Or how long is this going to take, when you ask the person, although they may not be honest with you, because we're probably dealing with people that don't really care about being honest and forthcoming with us. So then you got to flip it and start asking yourself questions like, do I want to be there? Do I want to be around those people? How does it benefit me? And I don't mean how does it benefit me in the awful way that, you're a horrible person, you only care. No, how does it benefit you? Will you feel like a better person for doing that for them, or will you just feel like you fended off the next bad behavior from that person? So maybe let that go and ask for some more time, or say, hey, I'll get back to you later on that. I'm really busy right now, and leave it alone. And don't explain yourself further, because I think we over explain, people pleasers, like I'm doing right now. And you want to not do that, because there's a tremendous weakness in giving over explanations. It just dilutes your point and people stop listening. And what you want to look for ultimately is a gentle building of a healthy boundary, so that what you achieve for yourself is reciprocal, mutually nourishing relationships. Okay? Reciprocal, mutually nourishing relationships. And guess where that starts? It starts with you. It starts with me. It starts within ourselves. So if you can start little by little, remember, if you fall off a trillion times, that's fine. That's fine. I think that's something I wrestle with. Oh, I messed up. So, oh, I ate the thing I wasn't supposed to eat. So who cares about the nutritional plan? No, it's okay. Come back to yourself. Come back to the decision of who you decide to be, and get back on. Get right back on. Doesn't matter how many times you fall off, just get back on. The only thing that matters is getting back on your chosen path. Nothing else matters. In fact, the more times you mess up, man, is it character building. You might not enjoy the journey, but you're definitely going to enjoy the fruits of your labor when you've done so. Thank you for listening as I explore this and try to share, so that I can become more solid and consistent, and hopefully others can as well, and just keep on building and growing a beautiful life, and see what happens and what comes of it. I thank you so much. I appreciate you. May you be blessed. May you have a wonderful, wonderful day. And if you want to comment, please do so. And if not, that's cool too. I used to be a lurker. I used to just watch all the YouTube videos and never ever say anything to anyone. So whatever works best for you. And may you be blessed. Thank you so very much. Bye bye.